There are two parts of this system. One is the ultrasound device. The other is the probes. The ultrasound device, which including imaging processing, parameter adjustment, measurement, and so on. All the operations will be done on the device. There are common buttons on the system, such as function keys, power button, B mode, M mode, color Doppler, pulse Doppler, trackball, cursor, sample line, ROI, auto, measure, clear, enter, depth, freeze and store button. Prepare for the ultrasound scanning. Take rat as example. Anesthetization on the rat. After anesthetization, the all fours of the rat are fixed by the medical tab. The principle is the rat body should be straight, without twist, proper tightness. Forelegs are not stretched excessively. Unhairing should be done so that the fur would affect the ultrasound. The region for the unhairing could be a little larger, according to the scanning region. It is suggested to remove the tiny villas. Barbering should be done before unhairing if it is a big rat. Cleaning the depilatory by fresh water in order to protect the probe. Long axial view of the peristernum. This is one of the most important view to evaluate systolic function of left ventricle. Set the probe on the joint of sternum and left costicalage vertically. The mark points to 10 to 11 o'clock. Adjust the probe slightly. A standard left ventricle long axis view will be shown. And press store button. The standard view should capture the longest diameter of left ventricle, the aortic artery, aortic valve, left atrium, mitral valve, and right ventricle simultaneously displayed. M mode can be done in this view. Press M button. Set the sample line at the bottom side of the papillary muscles. Try to avoid mitral valve and chordal tendinea. Press store button after capturing M mode image. Evaluate systolic function of left ventricle in the M mode image. Press measure button. LV study is set as the defaulted item. Fix these points on the M mode image. Superior and inferior border of interventricular septum. Superior and inferior border of free wall in systolic period. Superior and inferior border of interventricular septum. Superior and inferior border of free wall in diastolic period. The system will calculate the systolic function value for current left ventricle. The image and data will be saved after pressing store button. Pulmonary artery view. The mark rotates to the right left shoulder slightly. The tail end inclines to the right side slightly based on the position of long axis. The pulmonary artery view will come out. Peristernal short axis view. This view is one of the views to evaluate the systolic function of the left ventricle. The mark points to the 2 o'clock direction. Adjust a little bit until there are left ventricle papillary muscles shown in the image, making sure the papillary muscles shows at the 2 and 4 o'clock separately. This is the standard parasternal short axis view. Press Store button. Pressing M mode button. Set the sample line in the center of left ventricle. The M mode image of rat will be shown. Evaluate systolic function of left ventricle in the M mode image. Press Measure button. LV study is set as the defaulted item. Fix these points on the M mode image. Superior and inferior border of interventricular septum. Superior and inferior border of free wall in systolic period. Superior and inferior border of interventricular septum. Superior and inferior border of free wall in diastolic period. The system will calculate the systolic function value for current left ventricle. The image and data will be saved after pressing Store button. Aortic arc view. Set the probe at the joint of sternum and right costocartilage. The mark points to the 12 o'clock. The beam points to the heart. The tail end inclines about 45 degrees to the right side of the rat. The ascending aorta, descending aorta, aortic arc and branches will be shown in the image. 4-chamber view. This is an important view to evaluate the diastolic function. Based on the short axis view, the mark points to 3 o'clock. Slide the probe along the long axis of the heart, 30 to 45 degrees between the probe and rat. Adjust a little bit. 4-chamber view will be shown. Pressing CF button. Adjust ROI size. The blood flow can be surveyed when setting the ROI in the left heart. Starting sample line. Set the sample volume close to mitral valve in the left ventricle side. The spectrum and peak E and A will be captured after pressing PW. Save the image. Pressing Measure. Select EA ratio item. Choose the peak of E and A. EA ratio will be calculated and store the image. So does the tricuspid valve.